Good morning, ninth class. Today we are going to start our third chapter, that is about water. As we already know that water is having a formula H2O and its chemical name is dihydrogen oxide. Its molecular formula, molecular mass is 18 AMU. Its chemical bonding, covalent bonding is also being given, where hydrogen oxygen are sharing 1 electron each. Water is the most important natural resource. More than 70% of the earth is covered by water. Out of all the water present on the earth, merely 2% water is there, which is in form of fresh water, which we can use, including the water in the rivers, frozen water in polar ice caps or glaciers. Water basically exists in all three physical states: solid as ice, liquid in water, and as a gas as water vapor. It occurs in both free as well as combined state on the earth. On the earth, there exists a water cycle, and this cycle is always occurring. For example, large number of water from the oceans or other water bodies is evaporating, and this water is going into the sky where it is getting converted into clouds. On further condensations, they reaches the earth where precipitation take place. It may be in form of rain or in form of snowfall, and again this water is going back to the oceans. So this is known as water cycle. Water is a major constituent of all living things. If you see plant, animals, human beings, everybody's body is having 70% of water by weight. Water occurs in free and combined state. Water has the ability to dissolve wide range of substances, so it is considered as universal solvent. Ability of water to form solution is responsible for all life process occurring in nature, sustenance of the life on earth. At same time, the characteristics is basic cause of pollution also. Pollution of water is also coming up because of the same universal solvent property. Water can be purified basically for drinking purpose by removing suspended impurities, by filtration, dissolved impurities, by distillation, bacterial impurities, by adding calculated amount of chlorine. During rainy season we are adding bleaching powder in water to kill germs. Next top property which is coming, we will be studying about physical properties of water. Pure water is clear, transparent. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. Taste in water, if it is there, is basically due to gases, solids, or impurities which are present in it. Now coming to another point, that is boiling point. Boiling point under normal pressure, 760 mm of pure water boils at 100 degree Celsius. The boiling point of water is affected by the pressure, because boiling point of liquid is considered as temperature when vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Thus greater the pressure, higher the boiling point, and vice versa. If we increase the pressure, boiling point will increase, and further if we decrease the pressure, the boiling point will also decrease. If you see in the hilly regions where the air pressure is less, the water boils at 80 or in between 80 or 90 degree temperature. Even at Mount Everest, water boils at 70 degrees Celsius. So it is very difficult to cook food at that time. So in the open vessels, food is not being prepared there. For that we need a pressure cooker, which is very useful. Boiling point of water also increases due to presence of dissolved impurities in it. If some impurities are present, they will absorb more heat, and the boiling point will also increase. Now coming to another is freezing point of water or melting point of ice. Pure water freeze at 0 degree under normal pressure. The freezing point of water decreases with increase in pressure. like boiling point, the freezing point is also affected due to the pressure. Even the freezing point of water also decreases due to the presence of dissolved impurities in it. Density at 4 degrees Celsius, water has the maximum density at 1 gram per centimeter cube, or and minimum volume water expands on freezing. 92 volumes of water become 100 volume of ice. Therefore, with relative density of ice being 0.92, it floats. Because of that, it becomes light. So the ice is always floating on water. You had seen these. You might have seen in your, if you are having water and put some ice cubes in that water to make it cold, the ice cubes are not sinking, they are always floating on it because of its lighter weight. Now coming to another property of water, that is anomalous expansion of water. Water is an unusual physical property. When cooled, it first contracts in volume as all the liquids, but below 4 degree it starts expanding and continue to do till the temperature reaches 0 degree, the point at which it freezes into ice. So where all the things are contracting, the water is expanding. This property is known as anomalous expansion of water. Now, this property of anomalous expansion of water enables the marine life to exist in the colder region. You might have seen that in Iceland or in polar or in ice covered areas, the fishes are surviving under the water. Even in the Dal Jheel, which freezes during the very cold winters, but the fishes and other plants are surviving. It remains liquid below the ice layer as the density of water is greater than the density of ice, and where ice cover, which is covering the lakes, is acting as a blanket. It does not allow the water under it to freeze. Now next is coming latent heat of fusion of ice. The latent heat of fusion is the amount of heat required to change the substance from solid state to liquid state at its melting point without any change in the temperature. And we can do this experiment. You take a thermometer and put a thermometer in the water and take ice in any of the utensils and start checking. You will find that the amount of heat energy required for changing ice into water will be around 336 joules per gram or 80 calories per gram. So this, and during that time when ice is changing into water, the temperature becomes stable. It is the thermometer will show the temperature on 0 degree, where all the heat has gone. This heat has been used just for conversion of state of matter, solid to liquid. So this heat is known as latent heat of fusion of ice. Now coming to another, it is the amount of heat specific. It is it is on account of high specific latent heat of solidification that lakes and rivers do not freeze suddenly. They need large amount of then they take more time to freeze. Next topic which is coming is latent heat of vaporization of water. It's a change where what liquid is changing into gaseous state. So energy required to change water into vapors is at its boiling point without any change in the temperature is known as latent heat of vaporization of water, and this amount to be 2268 joules per gram or 540 calories per gram. It is the same reason that bodies sweat during hot weather. Evaporation of sweat take place from the body, and this evaporation is giving a cooling effect to the body. The amount of heat is released when 1 gram of steam condensed to form 1 gram of water at 100 degree. It is on account of high specific latent heat of condensation that steam causes far more serious burn than 100 degree. Next topic which is coming is specific heat capacity. It has been found that 1 gram of water when heated through 1 degree absorbs 4.2 joules of heat energy, and for every pure liquid this is fixed amount of heat absorbed by 1 gram of water when heated through 1 degree. So this term is known as specific heat capacity. Every liquid has a specific heat. Water, because of its high specific heat, is commonly in use as coolant in motor car radiators, desert coolers. Due to its high specific heat capacity, the presence of large amount of water is able to modify the climate of the nearby land area, making them warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Land and sea breeze also set up because of this great moderating property of water.